Welcome to Gravitational Orbit's meditation series. Life-changing motivational readings that produce quantum realities in the form of the law of attraction. Today's guidance: motivation tips, tricks, and the motivator prep. Motivation is the driving force behind life-enhancing change. It comes from knowing exactly what you want to do and having an insatiable, burning desire to do what is necessary to get it. It keeps your dream on track, as it is the power of motivation that keeps you going when the going gets tough. Here are some tips to supercharge your motivation. 1. Create a picture board and fill it with images of your desired goals. The car you want to own, the house you want to live in, the area where you want to live, they're the most obvious ones. Others could be pictures of holiday destinations, trophies, first-class travel tickets, clothes you want to buy, fine restaurants you want to frequent, whatever you can think of that gets your pulse racing. 2. Tough self-love. If you want to change your life for the better, then you've got to practice tough love. Self and tough love about where you're at now. Having a biased attitude towards change isn't what's needed, and it won't create a strong desire to allow change within you. So ask yourself, why do I want to change? Is it because you're fed up with debts? Does your job drive you crazy? Is your life dull and predictable? Are you sick and tired of doing the same thing week in, week out? Are you bored beyond belief by the dull, uninspiring, unhappy people you associate with? Then get angry about it. And I mean real angry. Write it all down, all of the frustrating, unrewarding, miserable lot of it that makes every day a dull slog until your final days. Is that what you want? 3. Start to appreciate the value of time. Time is one of the most precious resources you have. It is also non-renewable. You can either use it fully or squander it. If you want to create change, you're going to have to invest a lot of time to make it happen. Start to reduce the time you waste on irrelevancies, television, newspapers, lions, weekends spent shopping, partying, dining out, visiting an endless line of relatives and friends, and these won't help you get what you want, and all of them will rob time from you. Valuable time that you can use much more effectively by investing it in you. Remember this: you have a finite amount of time here on Earth. You don't know how much time you have, no one does. But it's how you use the time you have that counts. So make your time count, and that means starting from right now. 4. Be aware of conformity. Are you a mindless little sheep who's way too timid to pursue your own way? Do you have to follow where everyone else goes, doing exactly what everyone else does, and therefore, who gets the same levels of happiness as all the other little sheep? Seriously, does this describe you? Are you too frightened to be different than all of the other sheep because they wouldn't like it if you decided to follow a different path? So you dutifully trot along following all the other sheep because if they're doing it, then that's how it is, right? But if you do what everyone else does, you'll just get what everyone else gets. Do you want to be a mindless, timid little sheep who blindly follows all the other sheep? Or do you want to be a leader, a warrior who possesses the courage to be uniquely you and to do what you want to do and make your dreams happen? If so, then this means you have to be more like a tiger than a sheep. Do you really want to be a sheep? I mean, haven't we got enough sheep already? 5. Squelch your fears. Fear is the force that is determined to stop you in your tracks and rob your dreams from you. But it can only do this if you let it. Are you going to let this cruel, destructive charlatan trample on your dreams, steal your happiness, and crush your spirit? Imagine this thought haunting your final days: I didn't do the things I wanted because I was too frightened to live. And by then, it'll be far too late to conquer fear. Refuse to let fear spoil your life and start taking action now. Motivating your motivation. This week you finally did it. You brought the gym bag out of storage and joined a spinning class. Or, you finally decided to quit smoking. Or, you bought that juicer and have vowed to start eating healthy. Whatever the goal is, you finally have what it takes in motivation. And so you plunge ahead. Until that point in time when the big motivation train starts losing its steam. When you're just too tired to go to the gym after work. When you decide just one cigarette wouldn't hurt. When you look at that juicer and that mound of carrots and kale and decide it is easier just to have a glass of milk. If only you had it like the good old days. You remember the good old days, don't you? The days mom used to nag you to do your homework, nag you to write your term paper, nag you to go to soccer practice, nag you to stop biting your nails. Ah, Mom, the original life coach. You now find yourself faced with two options: give up like you've done so many times in the past, or give your motivation a swift kick in the butt with a 15 to 30 minutes motivator prep. Don't let the name fool you. This doesn't require you to purchase either a rabbit or a hat. Although it's so simple you'll feel like you've pulled a rabbit out of a hat. The motivator prep is that 15-30 minute period between waking and falling asleep, where your mind begins to shift from a waking state, through a light trance state, to a sleeping state. That's right, you actually go into a light state of hypnosis before going to sleep. Used effectively, such as reading a pleasant story to children before they sleep, the mind is filled with positive images, which helps promote positive thinking. And, since you're already in a light state of hypnosis, your subconscious is most suggestible to positive and negative suggestions. Unfortunately, most people use the motivator prep ineffectively, watching the news before retiring, thus filling their minds with crime, tragedy and fear, very negative suggestions indeed. So, how can the motivator prep time help motivate your motivation? Simple. 15 to 30 minutes before falling asleep, write out positive affirmations to yourself about whatever goal you'd like to achieve, such as "I love my body and will treat it well," like going to the gym or drinking a glass of fresh vegetable juice. Repeating positive affirmations are good, but since the act of writing involves using many different senses such as touch and sight and thoughts, writing out your affirmations sends an even stronger message to the subconscious, resulting in quicker positive changes. Utilizing the motivator prep time can work with any goal, can boost confidence and self-esteem. Every day in every way my confidence grows, and can even be used to attract prosperity to one's life. I am open and receptive to a more prosperous life. You have no more excuses. Just 5 minutes of writing affirmations before going to bed can change your life. Of course, if you'd prefer to move back in with Mom? I didn't think so. I wanted to give you some additional motivational guidance today. The 4 pillars of motivation, 4 themes to help you in creating a healthy sense of drive and inspiration. 1. The first pillar of motivation is intent. When soldiers in wartime give up their lives during combat, why did they do it? Is it because of patriotism, a belief in the cause they are fighting for, or a fear of court-martial if they do otherwise? Perhaps all these things play a part, but extensive research has shown that what really motivated a soldier to fight well in combat was the desire for the respect of the person who is fighting alongside him. This was much more important than medals or other forms of public recognition. This is similar to what motivates leaders of any great country, students in a classroom, or a team of lawyers trying to win a case. In the National Football League, players will tell you the best reward that they want to receive is the acclaim of the other teammates or players. Another is to receive the Most Valuable Player of the Year award, or to be on the team that raises the Vince Lombardi trophy. Intent is a major ingredient to motivation. I encourage you to think of ways that you can develop recognition from your peers to enhance your motivation. Then apply them to every facet of your life. 2. The second pillar of motivation is recognition from respected experts or peers. In my own life, I love the fact that a wonderful doctor friend, an OBGYN, has inspired me, guided me and became my friend professionally and personally. I wanted to earn her respect based on her life story she shared and how despite her many challenges she rose to become one of the most respected doctors in our area. Is there anyone like that in your life? Try not to open yourself up for self-defeat by asking for an audience with Oprah if you live halfway around the world. Look within a certain mile radius or within your own centric circle. It is important to realize that a respected expert does not have to be someone who is known far and wide throughout the world. You are the one who establishes the qualifications you seek or admire from these gifted people. Quite often people whom you find impressive will be equally impressive to others. Once you've met such a person, or even if you have just seen them from a distance or perhaps read an article about them, stop hesitating and politely approach them and introduce yourself. Unless you happen to catch them at a particularly difficult time in their lives, Most successful people are eager to help others, mentor, and pass on what they've learned in their journey. The great thing about establishing a relationship with a mentor is that you eventually become closer to that person. You can sometimes even hear them advising you when they are not actually around. Think about how you can get recognition from a respected expert or authority. You can stretch this concept to being coached by good parents, local teachers, counselors, as well as business people. Interpret this connecting with peers in your life as another way to learn for you. 3. The third pillar of motivation is family. Although the approval of peers and experts may be important to your career, in your life, nothing compares to the influence of your family. Let me explain what I mean by this with an example of my own. When I had come off stage speaking at an event in Denver last year, a man approached me and asked me for some advice on the best way to stop smoking. He knew that I wrote the meditation guide, The Secrets of Success, Get into the Success Zone, and needed assistance. My immediate response was to ask him what his reasons were for wanting to stop smoking, and he said the following to me. My wife is pregnant with our first child, and I want to be around and live longer for my family. I want to be able to enjoy playing and having fun with my children, and I want to be a healthy influence on their lives too. I spent some time coaching him about some specific techniques and strategies. You see, in the process of him vocalizing his need, he also found his own answers. All he needed was someone to say to him, outside of his own circle, that, "What you've just told me is all the motivation you need to quit smoking." He smiled at me and turned and walked away. The light bulb was on. Think about your health and wealth goals. So many of us want to be able to provide for our family and for them to have what they want. So think about the ways in which your family can motivate you and get that ingrained into your mind. 4. The fourth pillar of motivation for today is something closely related to number 3, and that is sharing the wealth and wisdom for the good of mankind. To illustrate this pillar, the story I love is about Andrew Carnegie, the Scottish immigrant who founded the United States Steel Company in the early 1900s. When Carnegie died, a yellow sheet of paper was found in his desk on which he had written a note to himself when he was in his 20s. This note illustrated the main purpose of his life. It reads, "I am going to spend the first half of my life accumulating money, and I am going to spend the last half of my life giving it all away." During his lifetime, Carnegie amassed a fortune estimated at $450 million, the equivalent to $4.5 billion today. In addition to building Carnegie Hall in New York City, he founded libraries in hundreds of small towns all across America and participated in dozens of other philanthropic activities as well. When we look at these foundational pillars of motivation, what similarities do you see? The thing that immediately jumps out at me is that they all involve other people, whether they are peers, mentors, family members, or simply others of the human race. Ironic, isn't it? To be successfully motivated, you need others as guides, leaders, and followers. Everyone in your life plays a unique role in keeping you motivated. You must acquire that innermost motivation quality and set it free to work for you. Recognize other people as reasons to believe, and allow yourself to mentor, coach, and guide others while understanding that you are also available for the same guidance and schooling. Motivation is one of the most powerful recognized forces of nature that can drive animals across desert plains to reach watering holes thousands of miles away, mother tigers to travel miles to find their stray cubs, elephants to stay by stranded calves to protect them. As in nature's wild, we see so many tangible motivators that it behooves us to say to ourselves, great things await those with whom the universe calls to be leaders. As we part company today, we hope you feel motivated into greatness in ways both great and small. In conclusion, remember this, precious soul, you were made to do great things. Motivation doesn't come naturally to even the greatest and most learned students of the practice. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill. Stay strong and motivated. Thank you for joining us today at Gravitational Orbit, a mind spring of guided meditation, affirmations, and inspirational readings to help you throughout your day. May the horizon of your life greet your sunrise and sunset with wonder and amazement. If you like this guided meditation series, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and select the notification bell to stay informed about new videos we are posting.